Taehyung was too exhausted by now. He wants nothing but sleep. He is the pampered prince of the Kim Empire, and now for an entire day he didn't even get the slightest touch of his dear lover. But Yoongi's state is worse. He is dozing off while standing in the class. Everyone is standing in their respective seats, too tired to cooperate. Now they understand why Athel says whoever enrolls in Murm University their life gets set. It's not the power, not the money or paper degree. It's about the hard work, the dedication they put on it. Soon the teacher walked inside. He is dressed in formal attire. Expensive suit hanging on his body. He is someone new to them. In these hours they never saw him. The man walking is handsome with a muscular body. His eyes are whiskey, and with black skin he is looking like a model instead of a teacher. The man smiled at the rest of the students. I know you guys are tired and don't have any willfulness to stand here. But this will be quick. I didn't come in the morning due to some official problem. But now I am head of this department. Don't worry, everything is the same. As you guys can see, you all are divided by 50 Athels in one class. So it's a department, the man said with his whiskey voice almost turning the entire room into something intoxicated. The earlier tiredness went by the voice. So according to the divided people in your classroom it will be the same. And here we have the department name. 1. Tiger Group 2, Eagle Group 3, Lotus Group 4, Crystal Group 5, Shadow Group 6, Moonstone Group 7, Volcano Group 8, Phoenix Group 9, Ocean Group 10, Starlight Group, and you guys are part of the Tiger Group. If you guys have any kind of discomfort then contact me almost immediately. Action will be taken immediately. And from tomorrow all your classes will be divided. In sword fighting and creature study also. Sleep well my children and good night. The man walks away when everyone looks at each other. After some time they start going from there. Taehyung starts walking side by side with Jungkook, who is hanging his head low. Tilda, you are heading towards your dorm room? Taehyung asked softly, in fact the softest voice he can pull. He doesn't want to startle the boy who seems too tired to even walk. Jungkook takes a glance at Taehyung and then again starts walking. Yeah, with that he walked away without even looking at Taehyung. Taehyung was kinda hurt but he didn't mind. Obviously he understands Jungkook. Like the way he is in love with Jungkook, Jungkook won't feel the same. He pouted and started walking away to his dorm. After dinner everyone comes to their room. Everyone is talking with their families. Jungkook also called his grandma and talked a lot about his day. Asked about their condition. He isn't willing to end the call but he has to. Your grandma loves you so much. Seokjin said while smiling ear to ear. He is liking the way Jungkook was whining about how he missed his grandma and sister. What about your parents? Jungkook looks at Taehyung and next moment lowers his gaze. He is hesitant to share anything about his family. It's not a shame. He never feels shame but it's his nature. His nature doesn't allow him to share anything. But this time he pushed all the negativity inside him and thought to live like the other one. They died long ago, Jungkook said in a tiny voice while Jimin used his telepathy power and in a second he sat beside Jungkook. He holds his hands and smiles at him. Seokjin also smiled at him and sat beside him. He holds the other hand and ruffles Jungkook's hair lovingly. It's okay, Kookie. I know I can't say that I understand you. No one understands your situation but we can feel it. We will be with you until the next. This campus brought us together. But we will keep it until death. Jimin said while a soft smile attached to his lips. Jungkook glanced at them, then at his hands. Don't know why but he never can't ignore them. They are so good that his heart is already melting here. And you know without parents you have someone else. Your grandma, your sister and us. Don't be sad, Seokjin said, ruffling his hair. Jungkook smiled at them. Just a tiny smile meant a lot for an introvert person like him. Seokjin also smiles and kisses his forehead. For a second Jungkook's eyes filled with tears. That's how his mother used to kiss him. That's the way his grandmother kissed him. Seokjin's touch is a motherly touch for him. Sleep now. We have to wake up at 4. I am done with losing my sleep. And it's just a day. For 5 years I have to lose it. Jimin said with a pout while both boys laughed at his cute antics. To be honest he was looking damn gorgeous with that pout in his lips. They talked a bit, more like Jimin and Seokjin talked and Jungkook just listened and gave some short nod. In the meantime in Taehyung's dorm, his mother scolded him for being a brat and pranked the teacher. Although she showers him with love, Taehyung was sulking until Jungkook again drifted in his mind. He smiles shyly as if the smile is everything holding in his life. The thought gets mixed with imagination and here he is blushing. For Yoongi he is behaving weird. Are you okay? Yoongi asked and glanced at Taehyung, who smiled at him shyly and lowered his gaze. Yoongi crunched his nose in disgust. I thought you were half mental. Sorry for that. Now I understand you are full mental. Do one thing. Go and admit yourself in a mental hospital. Shut up, Yoongi hung. You didn't see him. He is so pretty that my eyes are longing to hold him. Taehyung said with his dreamy eyes, and Yoongi glared at him. How eyes can hold someone? It's hands, he said to himself, but that was loud enough to Taehyung. He sighs at annoyances. Yoongi understands nothing about romance. You understand nothing. Anti-romantic stupid. Go and sleep. I have to sleep. What if Jungkook comes to my dream? He laid down, switching off the light with a finger gesture while Yoongi smiled widely. Why not? The chatterbox is quiet now and he can finally get his peaceful sleep. He too laid down on the bed and smiled. In the meantime, with Namjin and Hoseok. You know, my seatmate is really cute and talkative. He is a brat actually. Namjin said while laid in his bed. The light got turned off by Hoseok, who was already laying in bed. Really? That's good. Actually, you can have some fun. But my deskmate, gosh, he doesn't even say anything. Always quiet and grumpy. Just said his name. Min Yoongi, Hoseok said, mimicking the way his deskmate said his name. While Namjin laughs and hugs the pillow. To be honest, my deskmate was too eager to introduce himself. He said, Hung, I am Park Jimin. But he is actually cute. Namjin said and closed his eyes. While they talk like this until sleep consumes them. They understand that it's been a really long time since all of them didn't talk properly to their surrounding people before sleeping. All either used their phones before going to bed, or they just used to talk when the phone was not accessible. The real fun of sharing a day is so mesmerizing. Murm University has strict rules. You can use your phone only for talking. But too much conversation isn't allowed also. And using a phone in spare time, which is nearly impossible, is punishable. So no one dares to do so. Everyone sleeps while talking and sharing things. Just as in childhood they used to do. By the darkness, Lord Murm is sitting alone. His mind is in chaos of many things. There isn't even a sign for the thing which he wants so desperately. How many years left? How many years passed? I lost count of everything. Is this really a saga of finding something impossible? Millions of years waiting seems endless now. Patience and patience. Failure and failure. Will I be able to do anything for this, or just millions of years go in vain? In darkness his sharp authoritative voice rang loudly. No one is there to listen. But was he talking with someone who is merely a creation of something spiritual, or talking with the spiritual creator? In Lord Murm's character everything is myth. In his world everything is a mystery. Once a researcher pointed out his age, and Lord Murm's smile was something which made things more messed up. For the Xylos he is a myth. For Athels he is a mystery. An endless riddle, or say the lost piece of a puzzle. Soon the teacher walked inside and stood in front of Lord Murm. She was courteous in front of him and raised his hands. The information hung in the air while Lord Murm glanced at them. Lord, they are the people who tamed Lunathorn in a second. And its horn light was too powerful, she said while Lord Murm sighed. This isn't something impossible. The same thing happened 500 years ago. So this is nothing. Lunathorn understands Athel's heart. It shines more with good-hearted Athels. Lord Murm said, and the lady took her leave. Lunathorn always can see who is accepting him wholeheartedly. He reacts with those instincts. Lord Murm again closed his eyes. It seems like his body is sitting on the chair but not his soul. The morning is always torturing for the students. The loud bell rings again. And today the sound is more loud. It's impossible to sleep in this sound. Everyone woke up and saw their clothes floating in the air. The black loose pants and Giagori court with red lace. Everyone summons in the field. And today there weren't many people, as already it's get divided. Only the tiger group is present there. By the other field the rest of the groups are also standing in a row. The professor walked in. He is wearing the same clothes as students were wearing. He stood still, towering over the students while standing on his podium. All the students stand still, watching the professor, looking at them. Today's lesson is sword flow. Power means nothing without rhythm. Taehyung, step forward. You will lead. We already know Taehyung's capacity with swords. So it will be best for him and also helpful for all of you. The professor said with his commanding voice while Taehyung came forward, sword resting in his arms as it's a plaything, not the object which has power to split down a person. He didn't look nervous, only calm, his midnight sapphire sharp eyes scanning the students. But it softened the moment he looked at the red-haired dolled-eyes boy. He was looking at him with shock. Jungkook stood frozen on his face. He didn't know that the boy who stole the entire university's heart by his amazing sword fighting skills is actually Taehyung. The same person who pranked the teacher on the very first day. Pair them, correct their stances, show them balance. In this class only you have proper knowledge about sword finding. Help your classmates to learn the basics. The professor said to Taehyung, who was standing nearby the podium. He walked among the rows, adjusting grips, pushing shoulders back, nudging feet into place. All the students were glancing at him. And the most stunned person is Yoongi. He is shocked to learn that Taehyung actually can be serious in situations required. He feels bad for considering him as a brat. But the next moment his emotions drained where Taehyung gave a mischievous smile at him. Yoongi just shook his head at the overly dramatic man. Taehyung walked away and he reached Jungkook. Jungkook stood with his sword lowered, his posture slightly off but his eyes fixed on the ground. Lift your arm, keep your wrist straighter. Jungkook adjusted half-heartedly, refusing to meet his eyes. He always gets lost in those jade green orbs. The man's presence creates something new inside Jungkook which he doesn't want. Taehyung stepped closer to him. You won't improve like that. Let me guide you. I won't do anything which will make you feel uncomfortable. Jungkook shook his head. He looked at Taehyung and then lowered his gaze. With a tiny voice he replied. I didn't mean that, but I can try it myself. Jungkook said those words and tried to do what Taehyung instructed. He wasn't able to do it perfectly. Taehyung knows for sword fighting you need to flex your muscles properly and it needs instant instructions. He forwarded his hand and Jungkook looked at him. I am fine. You should watch over some other students. Taehyung's jaw tightened, but he didn't move away. He adjusted other students quickly, but every few minutes he circled back to Jungkook. He would ask in second if Jungkook is able to do that correctly or needs some help, but he cares about creating weird things inside Jungkook's teenage mind. Demonstration, Taehyung, led them, the professor said while helping some other students who were not as good as the one Taehyung is leading. The thing is, the professor is teaching the weak one while Taehyung is helping those who already have enough knowledge about swords just need some practice. Taehyung stepped forward, raising his sword. The rest of the students were looking in his direction. He performed a perfect sequence. Every sink, every thrust, strike, spin and parry were perfect. His movements were too clean. The professor smiled looking at him. He is already perfect for controlling swords with magical spells. Jungkook was looking at him with widened eyes and beating heart. For a one-day meeting it's too much. But heart is heart. It never listened to anyone. Today we will not just swing swords blindly. You will feel your weapon, let it breathe with you. I will pair you guys. Taehyung, Jungkook, both of you come here. Jungkook has the willpower and he will learn soon. The professor said this while pairing the other students. Taehyung walked forward with that confident grace of his. Jungkook hesitated to step forward. His steps slow, eyes cast downward. He doesn't like the center of the attraction. He never likes everyone's gaze on him, but he can't neglect the professor's command. Taehyung smirked softly seeing Jungkook there, side by side with him. He is thanking the professor from the bottom of his heart. He wasn't this serious when he started the sword technique. He just likes being the center of the attraction. But seeing Jungkook this close he can't be unserious as this is now his dream. Until now he had no dream. No passion for anything or anyone. But now he has one dream. The most important dream. Achieve Jungkook's love. You both will lead the stance. Others will follow. The professor said breaking Taehyung's happy bubble. He pouted but in the next moment when he witnessed Jungkook beside him he suddenly remembered reality is more beautiful and admirable than dream. Understood. Taehyung answered and turned to Jungkook. He is lost in those midnight sapphire eyes. Ocean blue isn't this beautiful the way this blue eyes boy is. Seems like nature poured every beauty in his eyes. He glanced at Jungkook's wrist. He is clutching the edge of the sword too tightly. You're holding it too stiff. Loosen your wrist a little. He said while Jungkook bit his lips. He wanted to say something nice but come out with a thank you. Thank you. I guess I will start now. Jungkook said, shuddering slightly, while Taehyung just smiled at him. We are partners. We have to do it together. Taehyung said and forwarded his sword to Jungkook's one. Jungkook smiles politely, hiding his conflicted emotions aside. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Don't stiffen your grip. Let the blade move with you. Don't hold it too tight. Taehyung said seriously and Jungkook adjusted but frowned. He looked at Taehyung with curiosity. If I loosen too much, won't it slip? Jungkook asked with his own knowledge while Taehyung seemed too polite. If there was some other one standing, Taehyung would have smacked his head. But this time he is way too polite. No, the sword is an extension of your arm. If you fight it, you lose. Just trust me on this. Taehyung said as he showed Jungkook his hand. And the general technique of holding the sword. The teacher paired one strong with another weak one. So they can learn properly. Jungkook looked down, shaking his head slightly. Trust left his world a long time ago. This word is as foreign as happiness in his life. He act polite not to hurt others but no one asked him how it feel. Trust isn't that easy. Taehyung looked at the face as those words left from Jungkook's mouth. He couldn't pinpoint the sadness in Jungkook's eyes. But he knows his jewel is sad for something. Then at least follow me. You don't need to trust me. Just follow me, Taehyung said as sadness crept inside his chest. He makes sure to pressurize his father for Jungkook's information. He knows this is morally questionable but for him this is the only way left to soothe his jewel's pain. Jungkook exhaled, reluctantly mirroring his movements. Their swords cut through the air in rhythm, but Jungkook still questioned every adjustment. Why step left here? Wouldn't right give me more balance? Jungkook asked as many questions as he could. Because your opponent will expect the right. The left keeps you unpredictable. And about balance then you will learn eventually. Before fighting you have to know their technique. Taehyung said with great patience. Kind reminder this is Jeon Jungkook not some other one. Jungkook didn't answer, only repeated the swing his own way. Taehyung stared at him helpless, a smile tugging at his lips. He can't help but admire the boy in the first ray of sun. In this ethereal glow the boy is glowing more than anything. The bell rang and all the students left the arena, sweat dripping from their foreheads. The next class was elemental magic. Everyone gathered inside the wide hall where crystal lamps glowed softly on the ceiling. A young girl with perfect gothic attire was standing in front of them. Myself Professor Leora, it was great to have you guys. So today you'll learn your first spark of elemental energy. Remember, don't force it. Let the element come to you. She said with a smile and scanned the whole class. Her eyes landed on Taehyung. Come here my child. Taehyung steps forward and suddenly a circle of fire appears in front of him. Taehyung stepped inside the fire circle without hesitation. A tiny flame danced in his palm. Students gasped at the scene. This is looking too natural yet dreamy at the same time. Taehyung turned, already searching for Jungkook. He wants to share this with Jungkook so badly. It seems full of fun. Jungkook, come here, try it, he said with a soft smile while Jia looked at him with widened eyes. If this continues then his love story will end before starting. I don't want to, Jungkook said with a trembling voice while Taehyung was staring at him. You can, just choose one, it will be fun, you know, Taehyung said with full excitement. He walked to Jungkook, lowering his voice so only Jungkook could hear. Don't hide, you'll never know your element if you don't try. Just try it, this is our study schedule. Taehyung tried hard to convince Jungkook. The professor looked at them. Taehyung looked at Jungkook who was standing still. He is way too stubborn in Taehyung's imagination. Then fine, if you won't go to the circle, I'll bring the circle to you. He stretched his hand out, the fire burning brighter. Students around whispered as the flame lit Jungkook's face, soft glow making him look ethereal. Jungkook widened his eyes looking at the fire surrounding him. Jungkook hesitated, his fingers trembling, but the heat coming from Taehyung's palm pulled him closer. He didn't even realize when his fingertips brushed against the flame. The moment he did, the fire sparked into golden light, swirling into the air and splitting half turning into water droplets, half into glowing leaves. Everyone gasped. Professor Leora's eyes widened looking at the scene. Wow, dual element, she said while coming forward. Taehyung and Jungkook keep looking.